Hello, everyone, and welcome to another lesson here at Study English. And today we're going to talk about how you should respond or how you can respond, the many different ways that you can answer the question, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Or a shortened version, how are you? How are you? And there's many different ways that you might respond to that. And we're going to find out what those are in today's lesson. Let's get started. You might remember a few lessons ago we talked about this same question when it comes more in the form of a greeting, like when you are maybe at your desk at the office and people are arriving for work in the morning and they might pass you at your desk or maybe even in the hallways and they say, "Hi, how are you?" And when it's a greeting like that in English, we don't usually take the time to tell the person how we are really doing. We just usually give another greeting back. You might say, "Doing great, thanks. Have a good day." Or, "I'm doing fantastic. Hope you have a good day." Something like that, a greeting in response. But how do you respond when you know that it's more than just a greeting as people pass you in the hallways? Let's say it's at the lunchroom and somebody sits down beside you, they start talking, and as they are talking to you, they want to know how you are really feeling. It's more than just a greeting. They're really asking you, how are you feeling? How are you doing today? And they're expecting a response. It's no longer a greeting. And so we need to learn the different answers of how we are feeling, the different emotions that we might be experiencing, the different feelings that we might be going through, so we can give the person who's asking the right answer and tell them how you really are feeling. So let's think about this. Somebody sits down beside you, they start a conversation, and all of a sudden they ask, "Well, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?" Or they might simply just ask, "How are you? How are you?" The way that we respond is we start our answer, "I am. I am." No matter what you're going to say, this is how you will start every answer. I am. I am. And then, after you say "I am," you tell the person how you really are. For example, you might say, "Oh, I am happy. I am happy." But what if you're not happy? What if you're going through a very difficult time? You might say, "Oh, well, I am sad. I am sad." Or, "I am angry. I am angry." This is if you're really mad. Angry. Or maybe you're just hungry. And so you just simply say, "I am hungry. I am hungry." That's what you're feeling right now. I am hungry. I am full, you might say, after eating a big meal. Someone asks, "How are you feeling?" "Oh, I am full. I am full." How are you feeling? How are you? I am thirsty. I am thirsty. Now, something that you've probably already noticed as you've listened to English speakers is that oftentimes they will run the first two words together. Instead of saying, I am thirsty, they might say, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. Instead of saying, I am thirsty, they shorten it and just say, I'm thirsty. That's called a contraction, where two words come together to become one. And if you are reading, you might even see these contractions as you read. There's usually a little apostrophe in between I and am, and then there's apostrophe in the middle. I'm. I am thirsty. Now, some of these words, we should maybe pause and study them a little bit, because sometimes some English students have a difficult time saying some of these words. Have you mastered how to say the TH sound? Th. You kind of put the tongue right to the top part of your mouth where your teeth, your front teeth are coming down. Th, th. Thirsty. Thirsty. Th, th. Can you do that? Th, th, th. Thirsty. Thirsty. And some students will also have trouble with the S. And so they might say something like 30. I am 30. And if you respond that way, when someone asks you, how are you feeling? And you say, oh, I'm 30. Well, what you're telling them is that you are 30 years old. 30 years old. You're not telling them you're thirsty and you need a glass of water. You're saying, I'm 30. And they might look at you, because that isn't a feeling, is it? It's an age. How old are you? And so it's important to learn how to say the word correctly. Have that TH sound, th, th, and have the S there. Thirsty, thirsty. And you say it all together, it's thirsty. I am thirsty. I am sick. How are you? Oh, I am sick. How are you feeling? I am sick. You're not feeling very well, are you? And that's how you might also respond. Rather than say, I am sick, you can simply say, oh, I'm not feeling very well. I'm not feeling very well. How are you? A common response is, I'm fine. I am fine. Or simply, I'm fine. You're contracting it again. I'm fine. Now, something that you should know is that when English-speaking speakers respond with this phrase, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. They may not actually be fine at all, but it's a common response when people ask, how you doing? I'm fine. Whether they're sad or they're happy or they're hungry or they're thirsty, they're not going to stop and take the time to really tell people how they really are. And so this often happens in the morning, too, when you're greeting somebody. They say, how are you this morning? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. And so it's a way to respond when you're not necessarily wanting to tell someone how you are really feeling. You can just say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?" And then let them go on their way. I'm fine. Now, a lot of English students have a difficult time saying fine, so you might want to practice that one. Fine. They have a difficult time pronouncing the N sound. N sound. So they often just simply say, I'm fine. And if the person you're talking to has not had a lot of experience speaking to people who are just learning English, they might not know what you're saying. I'm fine. I'm fine. You need to learn to finish up the word. Finish up. How important it is to finish up. I'm fine. Fine. Let's hear that end sound. Practice it with me. I'm fine. I'm fine. And you can say that whenever anybody asks, how are you? Or how are you feeling? I'm fine. How are you? You could respond, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Or I'm healthy. Maybe people at the office have known that you've been off work sick, and now you're back to the office, and they might say, well, how are you feeling? And when you're just coming back to the office after having been homesick, then when people see you for the first time and ask you, oh, how are you feeling? Usually they really mean it. They want to know how you really are doing. It's not just a greeting this time. When they haven't seen you for a while, they know you've been sick, then they will really want to know how you are feeling. It's no longer a greeting. They want to know, how are you? Oh, I am much better now. I am much better now. I am feeling much better now. I am healthy. I am healthy. Another common response is, I am tired. I am tired. It's been a long day. I am tired. If you are even more than just tired, and you're almost dying because you're so tired, you might say something like, I am exhausted. I am exhausted. It's like your car is running on empty and there's no energy left. I am exhausted. And that's letting people know that you are ready for bed. I have to get some sleep. I am exhausted. Another response that isn't quite so extreme is, I am sleepy. I am sleepy. And for all of these, you can use the contraction that we talked about. Instead of saying I am, you can simply say I'm. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. I am hot. How are you feeling? I am hot. I am hot. I am cold. How are you? I am cold. Brr. I am cold. child. Now, what if they are asking not about how you are feeling, but about how someone else is feeling? Instead of asking, how are you feeling? They might be asking, how is your mom feeling? And notice the difference here in the way the English words work together. Instead of how are, if they're going to ask you about somebody else, it's always how is. How is your mom feeling? How is your mom feeling? And the way that you respond is with the same word is. You wouldn't say, she are feeling sad, or she are tired, or she are sick. No, instead you use is. She is sick. She is healthy. All right, but what if they're asking about your dad? Does anything change then? Well, yes and no. I mean, instead of saying she, we would of course say he. She is female, and he is for the male. And so your dad, because he's a man, because he's male, we use he instead of she, but we still use the same word is. My dad is fine. He is much better now. So we use the same is instead of are. We wouldn't say he are feeling much better now. No, it's always is. And it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. We use is for both. We just change she to he to talk about a man. He is happy. He is happy. And you can use that for all of the people that might be asking about. Just remember to use he for a male and she for a female. And if they are asking about all of your children, if they're asking about more than one person, then you change it to they. They are well. They are well. They are doing very good. They are growing fast. And we've talked a little bit about this in our grammar lessons, and we'll be creating many more lessons on grammar coming up. So keep coming back for the grammar lessons. But it's I am doing good. She is doing great. He is feeling sad. He is. But when it's more than one person, we say they are. I am. He is. They are. Well, that's our lesson for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. How are you feeling? Maybe let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you are feeling. And if you have found this lesson helpful, please go ahead and give it a good like, a share. And if you haven't yet done so, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel here at YouTube for more lessons like this. We'll see you next time. So long for now.